Yet again, I'm reminded about the fact that there is no strong left in power in this country, and the right wing continues to get rewarded for all their misdeeds. What am I talking about? I was just listening to one of the creators that I like on YouTube, Vosh, and he's kind of going over about the fact that like people's literacy rates are pretty abysmal. And why do I say the right is being rewarded? Well, the fact of the matter is the right wing, the Republican Party, for over about 50 to 60 years now, has completely gone to war with public education. Like, their plan was to undermine it. And like, this isn't like a conspiracy at all. Like, this has been a stated goal. Like, they have really been concerned about having like an educated populace. That's why like they've gone after colleges. Like they wanted to end free or low cost college education. So now we have the student loans, which effectively creates a class conflict. So, you know, for people that can go to like good schools, like the best schools or Ivy League schools, it's like, you know, rich kids, you know, kids with very wealthy parents, and the rest of us are literally like stuck fighting for slots. If we had good enough grades, which again, like that impacts people of color and in communities that their schools have been defunded year after year after year. So they don't like their schools tend to be more overcrowded. They're also more likely to live in homes that have more environmental contaminants that can affect their brain development, let alone everything else that they have to deal with because of their socioeconomic status. Like if their families are not able to have good enough paying jobs, like their parents aren't going to be around. A lot of times their neighborhoods, like they don't have sufficient community or neighborhood programs, so they're sort of stuck on the street on their own. And you know, that's where a lot of violence occurs, gangs and all that kind of stuff. Like I highly doubt like most people are just like, oh, I'm gonna join a gang because I think it'll be fun. Like they get roped into it because that's the community that they live in, and that literally might be something where they don't have a choice and they end up in it, and they are just trying to survive, or like, you know, there's not really sufficient opportunities to make money, all that stuff. Like there's so many different aspects to this. We know that the major source of most crime is wealth inequality, and that's where you tend to see it, where you have like the most extreme examples are places where there's a lot of wealth in the area right up against impoverished neighborhoods. Like there's places where I go, or I've been many times, where you see examples of that, and they're like over policed. And you know, you don't see over policing happening in the wealthy neighborhoods, like where people have a lot of resources and a lot of opportunities. You don't really see as much crime. So again, like the right wing perpetuates the problem with their unfair taxation schemes, where like wealthy people get a bazillion different breaks. I've seen examples where one of my, again, it's like a anecdotal example, but this is a thing. Like, you know, the legacy admissions is a thing. I had one of my classmates is he's in a wealthy family, lives in a wealthy area. He got some kind of scholarship when, like, I didn't even know how he qualified for that scholarship in the first place. And, you know, he got a free ride, and he comes from a wealthy family. Like, that's kind of bullshit. Anyway, I gotta go.